For some reason, my Elgato was deciding to go like, hey, go fuck yourself. And like whatever fucking thing you were doing. It was really rude. Really rude. Hey, welcome to 428 Shibuya Scramble. This is a game that apparently came out back in 2008 for Japan. And it didn't come to America until 2018 on the PlayStation 4. So this was a Japan exclusive until literally 10 years later. This is by Spike Chunsoft, by the way. Not the same people. I mean, the same people who published AI: The Somnium Files. Anyway, let's go ahead and just start. Hold on, I gotta get the word out there again. You there, Ari? Ayo, ayo. Alright. Let's start. You want the guide to gameplay to be displayed? We recommend that first time players select yes. Fine. Fine. This worked. This always worked. Yeah. Okay. No one in this is real. Like Chunsoft. This was made in 2008 and wasn't brought to America until 2018. Or just brought to the West in general until 2018. I like the music. Presentation seems pretty good. And we only just started. Jack Woodyard is the only American name. an interesting introduction.
ニュースをお伝えします。新宿区オフィスビル立てこもり事件の速報です。今朝、新宿6丁目のオフィスビルに目出し帽をかぶった40歳前後とみられる男が従業員数人を人質に取り立てこもりました。その後数時間経った今も男は会社員の話によりますと、立てこもっている男は北島という男である可能性が高いとのことです。その男は以前からこのビル内のある企業との仕事上の取引があり、金銭上のトラブルが絶えなかったということです。今回の立てこもりはそのトラブルに端を発したものではないかと見方が強まっています。
Uh-oh. Oh shit. Shibuya's story is yours to tell. As you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. In Portrait, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. What does the day hold in store? Their fate is in your hands. Hopefully, you can see them all through to the end. Sorry, you have two characters, Shinya Kano and Ashi Endo. Let's begin checking out Kano's story. What is this? Just 2 more minutes to go. Shinya noted the time again on his watch, scowling at the slow creep of the second hand. The time was 9:58 a.m. Furrows of consternation creased his forehead. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. He eyed his surroundings. Was the perp really going to show up? When? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware of the dozens of detectives hidden in its midst. Alright, another minute and a half. And glanced down his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Detective Kano had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's criminal affairs section for a year now, but he had never been part of an operation this big before. He eyed the young woman standing beside the statue up ahead. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attaché case. Hitomi Osawa, age 19. The attaché case in hands contained a full 50 million yen in cash. Yesterday, her twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. This was the ransom payment. The corporate had called Tomi last night at home, referring to her by name, telling her to wait by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya. So it was almost time, but nothing. Kano was staring fixedly at the second hand on his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmured just loud enough for him to hear. Come on, Kano, quit looking at your watch so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes, but the scruffy character continued. You're too nervous, just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. Kano frowned. Why would some homeless guy be talking to me? Yuji Sasayama. Oh. Was a senior officer of the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. Some words and phrases appear in the text appeared in blue. These are called tips. Press square to underline a tip, then press X. This will let you read some extra info relating to that word or phrase. There are tips containing general knowledge and ones that are 4 to 8. Specific. These are marked with the respectively. Official name, Shibuya Central Precinct, responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32 neighborhoods, including Uehara, all those places. He always went a little overboard with the disguises. He claimed it was all part of the job, but word around the station was that he just liked playing dress up. Hey pal, spare some change? Sam lurched to his feet and shuffled in close to Kano. Hey, knock that off! Finally, for the part, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. Well, ain't suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with mock camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempt to pull away. Come on, Sasayama, cut it out! Sasayama's blithe confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Of course, there was good reason for that confidence. This was Kano and Sasayama's jurisdiction. Check the region over which... That's fine. I'll do it later. But they were positioned a good distance from where the handoff was taking place. Check the region over which an organization, member thereof, has control or authority. Refers here to the areas under the jurisdiction of various police precincts. Metropolitan Police Department, at the pinnacle of Tokyo's police hierarchy, has vastly more authority than local precincts, but since many officers wind up needing to work with both, the outright rivalry between the two isn't as notable as TV dramas may make it seem. The statue of Hachiko was surrounded by elite investigators from one of HQ's special investigation teams. Yeah. Repeatedly to change which words are underlined. Highlight the tip. Use 3, then press X, continue pressing square or press it. Turn to the reading story. Bronze statue of a dog erected in 1934. The dog was famous for loyally waiting for his absent master, well known as a meetup spot outside Shibuya Station. Other popular meetup spots at the station are the display car for the original Tokyo 5000 series, commonly known as the Green Frog, and the Moyai statue by the west entrance. Here refers to the Metropolitan Police Department, the Tokyo Police Section, responsible for managing 101 precincts within the city, Japan's largest police organization. In addition to policing Tokyo, has various other duties and authorities for maintaining public order in the capital. Kano and his partner were just there to provide backup if the kidnapper attempted. Press up to go back and read sections you've already played through. Just scroll ahead to the text you've already read. Press then around like this. So these appear in the upper left-hand corner. Press while this is being displayed to reread the current page. And it's tempted to flee. Look, just try to relax. We'll be fine. Sasayama gave him a wink. A moment later, radio squawked in Kano's ear. Alright everyone, it's time. Keep your eyes open. Voice coming in through the earpiece was Koji Kuze, HQ's operations director. Until last year, he'd been the Shibuya Precinct's head detective and Kano's supervisor. We don't know when the perp is going to make contact. Don't let your guard down. Kuze's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. You don't sound too worried, Kuze. Kano went to Sasayama's words. How can a man be so nonchalant? These losers. When time had come and gone, something should be happening. Whap! Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a little tension. The sound was louder than he intended. When the suit hit his muscular physique, it did little to dampen the noise. He needed to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. Front hand abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? The answer to that question determined how they deal with the criminal. And based on the investigation team's initial findings this time around, they probably were dealing with a professional kidnapper. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family, but so far they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. The situation so unclear, the plan was to apprehend whoever came to make the handoff on site. The corporate ran with the money, with no guarantee of the hostage's well-being. Still nothing. Sasayama uttered. There he is! He's here! Kuzi broke in, his voice spiking to an excited chirp. Kuzi's particular vocal quirk. Whenever he gets overly flustered, excited, or panicked, he slips into a childish register, prone to babbling and pitching his voice. Subject is a young man in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. Kuzi, not only college stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. That only happened when he got particularly worked up. Kano and Sasayama steeled themselves. They can see the subject now. A 20-something male nonchalantly approaching Tomei to talk to him. Alright, people. You ready to grab this guy? Because they were stationed in the mobile command center, not far from the intersection. Keeping tabs on the situation via video surveillance from the camera team. The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Hitomi. Detectives watched, uncertain. Was this really a kidnapper? That's gotta be him. Kano took a step forward, then hesitated. The situation still wasn't entirely clear. You encounter selections like these during the story. These choices will change the lives of other people, in addition to changing your own fate. Use up and down to make your choice and press X. The current choice will not impact you or any of the other protagonists. The issue still wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. Yeah. Newcomer held a bunch of letter-sized paper, which he showed to Tomei as he went on talking. She tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Undeterred, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Tomei refused to respond, becoming as emotionless as the statue of Hachiko behind her. Until finally, the man gave up and walked away. Guess it wasn't him. Kano felt the tension of the moment linger in his spine. Guy must have been hitting on her, Sasayama muttered. Meeting someone on the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks are also important. Sometimes, of course, a person trying to get your attention out of nowhere is just trying to make a sales pitch for the product or nearby establishment. At first glance, it isn't always easy to tell the difference. I mean, she's pretty cute and all. He had a point, though of course, something is on Sasayama's voice. Something is what made Kano brace himself. She's got nothing on my Mi-chan. Mi-chan was Sasayama's wife. They'd gotten married just last month. Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This is Sasayama's favorite topic lately, and Kano is getting more and more fed up with it. Sasayama, come on, just knock it off already. The phrase had become a common refrain of his since the department partnered them. Fine, fine. Let's talk about your girlfriend then. Huh? Now? You can't be serious. Sammy leaned in close again. What's she like? You're not having this conversation. Kano muttered, looking away. Oh, come on. And his hand on Kano's chest, still petting the homeless troublemaker. Show me your phone. Let me see your lock screen. Huh? Sammy paused for the phone. You got a pic of your girl on your lock screen, yeah? I do not. But he did. It was scary how on the mark Sasayama's instincts were. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. I am investigating, chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. His face scrunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. The heck is this? It's not. Ain't this Masami Nagahama? National star tends to play the heroine on national morning soap operas or in national historical dramas. Her songs have been a series of national hits, and she's even slated to host the year-end National Singing Competition program. Everything about her is national. He realized that he had to bite the bullet. No, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Rumi, and she's... I cut him off. You're telling me this ain't Masami Nagahama, the famous actress? Because this right here is Masami Nagahama. Like I said, you sly old dog, trying to make like you're dating Masami Nagahama. I'm not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. Sammy let out a huff. Real? You really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for, I swear. Sasayama scowled, unconvinced. Alright, then why don't you marry her? He stared, but he had no answer. He suppose he would have been happily married to her already, but there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on the job. Then he handed back Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Tomei. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh, but his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a little bit of the tension. Maybe he should be grateful. By now, several minutes had passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. He peered at Hitomi. The strain on her face was visible. Listen to the way the attaché case itself. The 5,000, 10,000 yen bills it held weighed close to 6 kilos. Her slender arms must have been getting tired. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had begun the day before, at around 7 p.m. This is MPD dispatch. The Shibuya Precinct is reporting a missing person, believed to be an abduction. Subject is Maria Osawa, a 19-year-old student at Midoriyama Academy, last seen at the L Diner near campus. A man was allegedly seen forcing her into a car nearby. All officers in the vicinity report to the scene at once. Kano and Sasayama had been working a burglary case in Yungume's 5th district when they got the call. Two arrived at the L Diner at 7:15 p.m. At the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishments. Inside the restaurant, Kano and Sasayama were met by the girl who had reported the kidnapping. It was the victim's twin sister, Hitomi. Can you tell us about when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning? Kano said, keeping his voice low. My sister and I, we were supposed to go to a party together today. You think they're twins because they couldn't afford another actress, or you think they're twins because there's actually something that has to do with them being twins later on? Like maybe this is Maria. Hitomi was trembling, her voice hoarse. But I messed up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to. So Maria had gone alone to a party, a mixer for locals and exchange students. Hitomi arrived late, had showed up just in time to glance out through the restaurant window and see her sister getting shoved into a car. She described the vehicle as a blue station wagon of Japanese make. Why would something like this happen to her? Hitomi held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man, middle-aged. There's another eyewitness, Leland Palmer. Look at that white guy. He then himself as a lecturer at Hitomi and Maria's school. I saw, too. It's like Hitomi says. I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I went to the window to look. And the Japanese was halting, as if he hadn't been in the country very long. And I think that maybe the kidnapper was lurking alone. And explained that he'd seen the man shove Maria into the back seat, then clamber into the driver's seat. If he had an accomplice, wouldn't they have been driving? Neither Hitomi nor Leland had gotten a look at the suspect's face. Kano was interviewing others who had been on the scene, looking for other potential witnesses, when his phone rang. Moshi Moshi. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the senior detectives. We set up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have a handle on the situation there. Nearly half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping was reported and the time the task force began operation. Roughly 150 people are working on the case in the Shibuya Precinct conference room. The main force at work is HQ's first special investigation unit. Additionally, other detective sections, a riot squad, and investigators from neighboring precincts have been assembled. When Kano Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kirze had already arrived from the HQ. He informed them that a response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. In a case where someone has been abducted for ransom, it is often difficult to resolve the situation without cooperating with the victim's family. The family can also be a hindrance in making the arrest. To help guide the family's actions, a response team is assembled and stationed at the victim's home, led by an investigator with the proper training. Kano could feel particular tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scurried to and fro around the Shibuya offices. He pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. See, she's wearing a different shirt now. That means it's a different person. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. He said the following. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister, Hitomi, bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. One of them, they were eating a banana. A journal from the precinct was put on the response team along with detectives from elsewhere who'd received special training in abduction cases. Normally, a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover in a victim's home. Kuze, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable local was crucial and had sent Kajiwara along. Detectives disguised themselves as delivery people and movers to make their way inside without arousing suspicion. Arriving there at 8:30, One team had to become prepared to run a trace if the kidnapper contacted the family a second time. The act of pinpointing the source of an incoming phone call. The police are not allowed to do this independently without oversight. They must go through a formalized process that includes securing the cooperation of the phone company. In the past, conducting the trace itself would take time, but nowadays, acquiring the location can be practically instantaneous. But there were no further calls. Can't check his watch again. 20 minutes had now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. Crap, you think you might have spooked him? He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm. Sasayama scanned the passing throng. He's just playing with us. Why'd this guy even pick this place? Kenya voiced the question he'd been asking himself ever since he'd heard the kidnapper's demands. Senna shrugged, figured he must want to blend in with the crowd, nab the money, and disappear before anyone knows he's there, would be my guess. In that case, why not pick Shinjuku or Ginza? The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper at all. It also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operation. It's like as if this is all a setup. Right now, there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hitomi stood. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kana. Any criminal with half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hachiko. You're overthinking things, pal. Sasayama grumbled. No, I'm not. Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. This was Kano's dick diary, which he always kept close at hand. He liked to draw dicks in it. Kano rolled his eyes. That thing again? Kano ignored him, flipping through the... Let's look through our handy-dandy notebook. The notepad pages. Aha, here it is. Dictum number 89. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. It was a favorite saying of Kyuzo Tateno, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya Precinct. Sen was the kind of detective Kano aspired to be. For the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Hitomi's personal safety. He was in a position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handed off. Of course, Hitomi had been informed of how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she acted too secure, it might alert the kidnapper. I think Tateno has the right idea. Sasayama snorted quietly. Maybe, I mean, he's a great detective, don't get me wrong. But do you know how many relevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Kano had faith in Tateno, as both a detective and as an individual. He had first witnessed Tateno's brilliance during a standoff at a financial company 3 years earlier. A man had shut himself in an office, splashing gasoline everywhere and threatening to set the place ablaze. While the others hesitated, Tateno unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. The others had been awestruck by Tateno's actions. Kano, at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, had found it quite inspiring. Still, you know, Sasayama murmured under his breath. As great a detective as Tateno is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. I suppose not, Kano said. So? Banana. Only time anyone ever hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of duty. I mean, doesn't really seem fair, does it? Kano just shrugged. It was a strange definition of unfair. Really. I mean, you got celebrity chefs and celebrity hairdressers and stuff. So how come no celebrity gumshoes, you know? I mean, there's a Dachi and Naoto. But they aren't real, so I guess not. Look, please, can you just focus on what we're doing here? He rubbed his eyes and turned his attention back to Hitomi. What's the matter? Didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. Did you eat? Didn't have time. Between bringing in supplies for the base of operations and readying the team's vehicles. A base of operations is usually set up in a large room at the precinct, such as an auditorium. MPD and precinct investigators assemble there, and communications equipment, investigation resources, and such are brought in. Because of the scale and scope of these activities, newspaper reporters can be liable to notice, and so in cases such as kidnapping, where a victim's personal safety is at stake, the flow of information is tightly controlled. Photocopying hundreds of documents and various other tasks, Kano had barely slept the previous night and hadn't gotten a meal in either. What have you been doing? Sasayama puffed out his chest. Saving up my energy for today. So you were sleeping. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is! His voice chirps on the other game's earpiece. A man in his 20s wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag. That man had emerged in the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He strolled toward her, a sinister look on his face. He didn't match Hitomi's suspicion, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe Kano had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment. That our guy? What do you think, Kano? Listening whispered. Yeah, I think he's got to be. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knee, ready to act fast. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from Hitomi, but he clung to it. She clung to it with desperate strength. It was him! Detectives rushed in. Get him! Oh hey, what the hell? He cried out frantically and tried to dart away, but officers closed in, forcing him bodily to the ground. Target secured. Oh geez, I think we got another suspect on the scene. Eek, he's taking the ransom. His scenarios made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, attaché case in hand. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Were Kano correct? Most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. What should I do with this guy, sir? He might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Huh? Oh, sure, that'd be swell. I'm on it. In help of some reigning detective, Kano brought the suspect back to the Shibuya Precinct. Look, how many times do we have to go through this? Got the crap. Interrogation from the young man who gave his name as Ashi Endo steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why'd you try to steal that case? He watched Achi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help her out. That's a really stupid excuse. It wasn't conceivable that a guy would want to help a pretty girl. But Tomi had just been standing there, hardly in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down, so I figured there had to be something important inside. Entry from Kano's disarray shot through his mind. Dictum 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. Classic advice for questioning. Something important, you say? Such as? How'd like what I know? Achi spat. He huffed and slumped back in his chair. The standard textbook back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind. Chasing the criminals was all well and good. Questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of off-the-scene work went into cracking the case. Once again, he had actually explained what he'd been doing, starting from the beginning. When Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break, he learned that there had been some progress in the case at the crime scene. What the police hadn't been able to determine yet was whether or not Maria was safe. Trying to make his anxiety, Kano consulted his Dick diary. Dictum number 54. Haste makes waste. He felt his tension subside. Remembering the right maxim always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. Kano returned to confront Ashi once more. You were there to act as a distraction, to mess up the investigation, weren't you? Huh? Ashi looked a bit dumbfounded. What are you on about? Dictum number 55. Truth hungers to be free. You hungry? Got some katsudon, if you like. Consisting of a bowl of white rice topped with breaded pork cutlet and egg. There are several variations, such as sauce, katsudon, where the egg is replaced with Worcestershire sauce. And miso katsudon, where the pork is stewed in miso. Not typically the sort of thing a policeman offers a suspect during interrogation. This can be seen as baiting with food, and is to be avoided. Achi nodded silently. Achi devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Alright then, spill it. What's this guy after? Achi didn't strike. I don't know. You murdered? A thick slice of egg-laden pork between his teeth? How many accomplices do you have? Kano asked. But Achi just shook his head as he held his food. Resignedly, Kano flipped through his notebook once more. Let's see, number 115. Use the lights to your advantage. As the minutes ticked by, he found himself referring to his book again and again, trying a dozen different methods to tease out whatever his suspect might be hiding. The experiment began, appearance made me feel strangely surreal with their two voices echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. Eventually, Kano looked at the clock and realized that the questioning had been going on for nearly 5 hours. He still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? Stan would know, but he sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Beginning to see the frustration, he perused the Dick diary like it was scripture. Number 116. Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you want in your Burger King burger is someone else's foot fungus. The monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Achi out. His eyelids drooped like they were getting to get heavy. Number 117. Get 'em when they're tired. Kano's eyes gleamed. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? I just slumped forward heavily. Nodding off is basically the same as nodding yes, right? Hey, I did it! The young guy who got... It's like you finally confessed to the crime. What? What are you talking about? He laughed in disbelief. We're just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Can't clutch yourself on dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, Look, just wait here, HQ, okay? No, it can't be. I getting a case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. He dropped the Dick diary on his desk as he left the Shibuya Precinct for the last time. Really? That's it? Bad end? But I didn't do anything! And I wound up at a bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. Interesting. One of the other protagonists, Ashiendo, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions. In another character story. For a detailed hint, check the tip by underlining the bad end title and pressing square, then X. Kano had every reason to suspect Ashiendo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Achi hadn't approached Tsutomi, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Achi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him. Things should play out differently. This is interesting. Okay, this is intriguing. Up to 10:30, huh? Can I take a picture? I can't take a picture. I'll take a picture with my phone! Alright. Oof, that was a good crack. And so was that one. You can now select Ashiendo, one of the other protagonists. Let's follow Achi's story for a little while. This game is so extra. Oh, an actual live-action cutscene. Okay, I thought we were about to see some ass. Ashiendo called out at the door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure you don't want me to stay here in the shop? It's not like we're gonna get any customers. Achi grimaced. Yeah, I guess not. The drawer by the front door held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. Achi pulled a few of them out. Guess it's gonna be that kind of day. He stuffed the trash bags in his pocket and slipped on his favorite pair of sneakers. Yeah, boy! The entryway to Achi's home also led into the family shop. Various pieces of electronics were piled up like so much junk in the tiny retail space. The slightest bump brought the risk of an avalanche. Achi rode his way through the gaps in the appliances like a spelunker exploring a cave. Shibuya Station, if you make your way past the 109 building, then up through Dogenzaka, you'll come across an old shopping district. Just in its outskirts is Endo Electronics, in the same place it's been for decades. Within its dimly lit interior, you'll find rows of wares all caked in dust. At events, you might well assume the place was closed. Mom and pop place like Endo's couldn't compete with the big consumer chains moving through Shibuya. So far, the store had remained in business thanks to the locals who appreciated that they made house calls to do repairs. The things were looking good for the future. Achi, the eldest son and nominal successor to the business, had no interest whatsoever in working there. Achi stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. The good weather lifted his spirits. Alrighty, time to do this. The Emperor, one of the big garbage bags, was caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. Then he slowly made his way towards Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the while. Jesus, face is filthy! I was picking up plastic bottle that had been tossed on the ground. Then, with a heavy sigh, he slipped the crushed receptacle into his trash bag. He's been picking up the trash around town like this for about 6 months now. It had gotten so that the store guards, once he would hardly know, stood out to him like a sore thumb. Most days, he'd fill his trash bag to the top by the time he made it from his house and then goes Doginzaka to the train station. Today, he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caught his attention. "I'm sorry. I'm in a bit of a hurry here." He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by two men. Two men, one with brown hair, one with black. They both had kind of brown hair. From the looks of them, he guessed that the men were scouts for some hostess club. He ends this sort of thing pretty frequently on his trash cleaning walks around town. Another kind of trash to take care of. Ashi quickly interposed himself between the girl and the two recruiters. "Hey, can't you see that you're bothering her?" "Huh? Who the hell are you?" the two men glared. "Take a hike, pal." He stood his ground. "Look, she ain't interested. You're just gonna have to find some other mark." Thus annoyance turned to open rage. Well, listen to you. Got a bit of a mouth. Huh, buddy? The brown-haired thug smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog worrying a bone. "How about we take this someplace more quiet, yeah?" "Yeah, she." He stood by uneasily watching the goings-on. "Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble." "Is that supposed to be an apology?" "On your knees and beg, pal." The man spat his gum on the ground. He looked down at the glistening wad of gum on the sidewalk. His last shred of goodwill vanished. "Better pick that up. Right now." "What? Didn't you hear me? Because I told you to get down on your knees and bah!" His hand shot out, grabbing the man by the jaw. "Whoa, easy, pal." Other man's bravado drained from his face. Achi tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. The man struggled. Achi just tightened his grip. Gum's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gotten stuck to the street, you know. Ever stopped to consider that? "Wait, are you?" The other hustler's panicked eyes had fixed on Achi's chest. "Gah! Oh, crap! That shirt, man!" The guy's voice is starting to break. That's Mean Clean!" A guy with a Mean Clean shirt, carrying around a trash bag? "That means you're..." She seemed pale. "Mean Clean?" The other man echoed the words through his held shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. "Get it right, pal." As he clenched the man's jaw harder still. "It's Mean Clean." Ow. We're sorry, man. You're Achi, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man, you gotta cut some slack. Then Scramble to snatch the wad of gum off the street, stuffing it into his pants pocket. Finally, Achi let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear, tears streaming down his cheeks. Guessing out hasty apologies, the two thugs scampered off. Hey, so... A shy smile came to the girl's face. "What's a girl?" "Oh, Ryoku Kakinuma, second year student at Midoriyama Academy's law school. These hustlers managed to corner her while she was on her way to a part-time job at a cafe." It's a popular plot in trashy novels for the main character to fall in love with a hustler like these guys, but such things rarely happen in real life. "Thank you for saving me." "No, I apologize." "Huh?" The girl stayed in surprise. "You'll run into cases like that now and then. Don't hold it against us. Shibuya's a good town." Yeah, okay." Achi gave her a quick wave, then turned and continued on his way down Dogenzaka. Or Dogenzaka? Achi was Shibuya born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes the war had seen since he was a kid. Grocery stalls and inconspicuous little side streets, tiny parking lots between buildings. Achi knew it all like the back of his hand. Trash, human or otherwise, had no place in this town, not on his watch. Achi made his way down toward Shibuya Station. Throngs of people shuffled to and fro across the Scramble, with views shifting constantly from one moment to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. And if the city was a living thing, Shibuya Station was its heart. The streets like Bukamura Dori and the center guy serving as the arteries pumping a blood stream made of people. Today as ever, the heart was pumping that blood to every nook and cranny of Shibuya. And there was Achi, just another part of this great urban organism. Guess I'm one of the city's white blood cells. Oh wait, maybe I'm a red blood cell. Hold on. Is that right? Or did I have it right for a second? Red blood cells eliminate pathogens from the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body. I was probably thinking of white blood cells. Alright. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachiko outside Shibuya Station. Ooh, she's totally my type. To be up someone's alley, to be someone's cup of tea. Wonder if she's a model or a small-time actress or something. Looks like she's waiting for someone. Probably another guy. Dang. Good looking as she was, there's no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scored a girl like that? Probably the rich SEO of an IT company or something. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. Then he noticed something peculiar. She's carrying an attaché case, the kind a businessman might use. It was a large case, and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it despite using both hands. You've reached a decision point. Let's have Achi not approach Hitomi. Use... Yeah, okay. First I gotta dump this trash. You look around to see if there's a garbage bin nearby. Now Achi won't approach Hitomi, which means he will avoid being arrested by Kano. At the same time, Kano's fate will also change. And he will no longer wind up at a bad end. So, let's switch back to Kano's story using the time chart. Press triangle to open it. That chart! This is interesting. This time chart shows the protagonist's progressions. Throughout the story, decision points are marked with P. Kano's fate has changed based on Ashi's actions. Select Kano's 1030 block, then press X. 1030? That's 1025. Wait, this is 1030. Suspicious man. Suppose you could call it that. Kano gave a right chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. There he is! He's worth sure something to Kano's. Who the fuck is that white boy? And the black coat. He's not Japanese. He looks like he's like to be in his early 30s. He actually got mixed up with Kano and the police, but now another man has appeared instead by changing what Achi did. You've also changed Kano's story. A foreign man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way toward her, his expression blank. Look at this fucking edgy-ass motherfucker. He didn't match the description Hovey had given him, but Kano had felt adult nerves all the same. Maybe Kano was using an accomplice to snatch a ransom payment. Alright, so Kano raised an eyebrow. This may be our guy. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He on his knee, ready for action. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, vanishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Kinda looks like Javier Bardem from this angle. Was this the culprit? Or perhaps... They took hold of the attaché case. It was him! In mass, the detectives began to close in. Let's go, Kano! On it! So Sayama and Kano leapt into action. But they never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man veered suddenly, running right toward them. Keep out! Kano's story has suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to keep advancing, to advance beyond a keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist's story. At 10:30, Achi has the text. Young man in a suit, set as red keywords. Checking these, red keywords will allow you to jump from Achi's story back to Kano's. Now, head back to Achi's story and keep an eye out for that key phrase. Try following the story from Achi at 10:30. Approach the girl. Approach the girl. I looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Huh? A man had come up beside the girl. He was dressed in black and he wasn't Japanese. It looked like they were having a conversation. The girl nodded tensely at something the man said. Achi stared. Something tells me that's not her boyfriend. The girl handed the attaché case over to the man. He took hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. Whoa! A nearby homeless man suddenly leapt over Hachi and broke into a run, as if he'd been waiting for this very moment. Yuji Sasayama, detective with the Shibuya Precinct, known as the cosplay detective due to the strange outfits he wears while on stakeouts. He's partnered with Shinya Kano for the kidnapping investigation. Sitting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Some words of text appear in red. Red text denotes important keywords that let you jump between different protagonists. Stories. This allows you to shift between characters at specific points. These can also allow you to clear out a keep out in another character's story and let you read on. If you come across red text, press square to underline it, then press X. Window will appear, allowing you to jump from one protagonist to another at that point. Then press X to continue. Here's the character's story. Add to the keep out. Give it a try. By performing a jump from the screen, you can advance another protagonist story past the keep out. Press square to confirm and jump over to Kano's story. Let's do it. Let's go, Kano. On it. Alright, now left into the action. You did it! Jump successful. In Portrait, you will often need to jump to get past another character's keep out. Jump from red keywords to clear a keep out. Keep this in mind as you advance through the story. Okay, there won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonists or making different decisions to advance. You can now use the time chart in the main menu. From the main menu, you can access gameplay explanations and adjust settings. Press triangle to open the time chart and options to open the main menu. But they never expect what would happen next. The case clutching another, the man suddenly revered, running right toward them. What? Catching him sight of the detective. This looks like staggering to a hole. The boat's off in a new direction. And he whipped off his costume glasses and followed in hot pursuit. And there's the banana too. At the crosswalk, the signal changed to red and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. This quickly, hundreds of cars all lurched back into motion. There's no escape for the culprit now, or so it appeared. Converging cops slowed their pace, confident their man was cornered. In the corner, bear straight into section, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their deaths along with them. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him onward. Shots of sirens echoing all around him, Kano closing on the foreigner. Just a little closer, and he'd be in the tackling range. Leaning forward, preparing to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was now or never. Kano, back off! Don't take him down! It was Kuze shouting through Kano's earpiece. Huh? Kano's replied. Had he really been ordered not to apprehend the criminal? Let him go for now. The real purpose someplace else. Purpose a police target for perpetrator. Here, Kuze is referring to the fact that the principal offender in the case must be elsewhere. What happened to the plan? You've been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Didn't you want them to catch the perpetrator? Rest team, stay on the foreigner's tail. In other cases, proceed to the task of apprehending the criminal. While kidnapping case is in progress, the roles of the officers involved are clearly designated so that every officer is ready to take immediate action as the situation develops. Typically, tried and true veteran FPD officers are put in charge of teams for breaking the buildings or apprehending the suspect. Forza team, get busy cross-referencing photos. Team deployed by the MPD to handle the actual tests and techniques of on-screen investigation, such as collecting and comparing fingerprints, and analyzing photos of suspects. Even if this foreigner was only an underling hired for this one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they'd been lying in wait. If they didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper, a girl's life might be at stake. Kane recalled another maxim from his Dick diary. Dictum number 12. Always assume a worst-case scenario. He should have told him let this guy go. That implied he was counting on the team that was now in position. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with the ransom, and he succeeded, what was the right call here? Should he take this guy down or back off, after all? He had to catch this guy ASAP. Their escape now is too big of a risk. He had to catch this guy ASAP. And darted down a narrow alleyway. Kane ran faster. Man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. Someone's taken Hitomi. Here comes Kuzi's trademark squawk immediately. Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Meiji Dori. What? Can't hardly believe it. What about the other detectives? Has Tomi been kidnapped? Has she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano saw that the road forked up ahead. The man with the attaché case ran to the left. The man who'd taken the turn was heading toward Meiji Dori. There's a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways off to the right. He gets that judgment. Kano told the detective behind him to follow the case snatcher. Then turned and headed down the nearest alley. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing the intersection a few dozen meters ahead. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who grabbed the ransom money. He's right, the kidnapper wasn't acting alone. Wait, something was amiss. Tomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. Gun! Then the black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt and the palms on his hand. They felt cold, so cold. There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. Bad end. Alright. Shot by a foreigner. By trying to find the man who'd taken Tomi, Kano ran into a different criminal, and unfortunately for him, he got shot. If Kano hadn't been able to get near Tomi, she probably wouldn't have been taken. Have Achi make the choice to talk to Tomi instead at 10:35. Jump. I'm in the suit. Whoa! The nearby huntsman. Yes. So I was a young man in a suit. Then, seemingly from everywhere, a bunch of other guys burst into motion. First one. Then another. A third, a fourth, a fifth. Over a dozen now. What the heck? I think something big was going down. Were they after the attaché case? At the moment, was actually outside of them all, through the crowd. With that many people chasing him, the guy with the case would surely get caught. But wait, what about the girl? He turned back around. The girl was still there. She was staring in the direction that the man who'd taken the case had gone, a weird expression on her face. Probably a mistake to intrude. No, I'm gonna choose this one. Hachi could shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. But just as he was making up his mind, a middle-aged man in a ratty business suit shuffled awkwardly over to her first. Was there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using a cane to walk. Then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Actually, could Casey believe his eyes? That was definitely not the gun he was using. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I didn't look at the gun enough. Oh, revolver. Colt Detective Special, .38 caliber revolver introduced in 1927 by Colt Manufacturing Company. A prime example of a snub-nosed revolver. As the name implies, the weapon is frequently carried by detectives, narcotics officers, and the like for self-defense. With a single fluid motion, the man lifted up the gun and pointed at the girl's direction. He was aiming right for her head. Huh? The girl had noticed the man with the cane now. Seeing the gun pointing right at her, she froze in fear. Hachi didn't hesitate. Breaking into a full run, he attacked the gunman with all his might. Caught off guard. The man sprawled to the pavement. But the would-be assassin kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrambled back to his feet. Hachi knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm and attempted to drag her away. This way, he shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehending, trembling like a startled animal. Come on, run! Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. Police box, let's go. Let's just get out of here. Let's just get out of here. The would-be assassin came back to his feet. Hachi grabbed the girl by the hand. Run! Not so much as a backwards glance, he let her leave the railway to go past where the Yamanote line. They needed to get as far away as possible, fast. Their best bet was to head to the east side of the station. It was less crowded there, it would be easy to run. Don't worry, you can trust me. Dragging his wheel behind them, he took off through the crowd. Suddenly, it dawned on him that he still held the trash bag in the other hand. You know, this thing's gonna be a real pain in my ass. Meg has just long enough to toss the trash into a garbage bin as they passed by a park, then took off again. Someone shouted from behind, "Stop right there!" Just looked back and noticed the stranger charging after them. It was one of the guys in the crowd who had run after the attaché case snatcher. You gotta be kidding me, now he's chasing us? Whoever he was young and fit and gaining fast. The guys and girl could never outrun this guy. Actually stopped abruptly. Shooting her behind him, he turned to face the stranger. Why did you run off? Because you were chasing us. The other fellow eyed Achi skeptically. Maybe he was a buddy of the man with the cane. Keeping his guard up, Achi began to back away. Look, just let the girl go. The guy was acting like he knew her. Achi glanced back, but the girl only shook her head, wide-eyed. The other man's posture shifted, preparing to lunge, but as Achi braced himself for a scuffle, something came crashing down upon the stranger's head. Gah! His eyes wobbled and spun in their sockets, and he collapsed in a heap on the ground. And there, standing behind him, was the girl he'd helped out earlier, the one he'd saved from the hustlers. Hey, you're that girl from this morning. Are you okay? Next to the fallen pursuer's form was a rather thick book. She nodded toward it. He looked dangerous, so I just threw that at him. Oh yeah, thank you. This saves my bacon big time. It's the least I could do after the way you helped me earlier. Sure thing. You should probably get out of here before that guy comes too. Like you said, he's probably dangerous. Right. I just got the heavy book and handed it to the girl, who promptly left the scene. Now you better get out of here. The girl nodded. I started down the street, only to see the man with a cane around the corner a few dozen meters ahead. Ah, this is not good. The assassin had spotted him, and he hurried in their direction. This way! I'm going to a nearby alleyway. But this way's a dead end, the girl said breathlessly. Like I said, just trust me. So he kicked down a wooden plank cover of a gap between two buildings, putting a space that a person could fit through. See, we can get a way through here. In you go. But the girl just stood there looking terrified. What's the matter? Come on, we gotta hurry. But She looked at him as if he, too, was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, he was just some random guy who turned up out of nowhere. This was no time for dawdling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alleyway. If they just stood there, he was going to catch them. Okay, sweetheart, hear me out, he said in a rush. The name's Achiendo. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not the kind of standby I'd leave by when a girl's being chased by some killer. So please, just trust me and I'll do my best to keep you safe. Yet the look in his eyes would convince her he was being on the level. After a few moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Phew! Right, let's start with this. They had paused beside an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Achi knocked the whole pile down, sending it cascading across their pursuer's path. That guy does not look white. Are they saying he was foreigner? I don't know. And that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the fallen crates. My bad, man. Achi caught out. Mind cleaning that up for me? Man scowled back at them and fumbled for his gun. Achi flashed a wave goodbye, then slipped between the buildings with the girl. Hurrying down a narrow alley, they emerged onto a side street lane with dive bars and clubs. Seeing the man with the cane hadn't given up, he probably would lie in wait on the path back to the main road. I decided their best bet was to try to stay inconspicuous rather than risking caught on the move. Guess we can lie low here for a bit, he said. He led the girl to the entrance of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him in reluctantly. Achi flicked the switch inside the front door and the chintzy chandelier glowed to life. He sat the girl down on a small sofa beside the counter. She gave him a weird look. Achi felt a pang of embarrassment as he realized what she must be thinking. Oh no, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not trying any funny business. Someone I know used to run this place. It's not in business anymore, so I figured we're safe here. The girl chuckled as evident discomfort. Alright then, she said. So, we good? We're good. Okay, well, good. Achi made a vague attempt to straighten his disheveled clothing. So, how about some introductions? I'm Achiendo, like I said earlier. You can just call me Achi. I'm Hitomi Osawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess. With each new word out of Hitomi's mouth, Achi felt his heart sing. She was charming, personable, just about everything about her was captivating. Achi had never met another girl like her. Achi? What? Something the matter? You were spacing out there for a bit. Achi shook his head to dispel his daze. Damn it, this is no time to get all starry-eyed. He needed to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who's after her. Look, you know what the heck is going on? Please, I need to know if I'm gonna help you. Right, okay. I'm not really sure where to begin. Henry looked down, lost in thought. Apparently hers was a long story. Alright, she said at last. I guess I'll just explain things as they happened. Wait, hold up. Could you keep it simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit. Okay, Tommy chuckled. I'll try my best. She got comfortable, and then started her story. So last night, somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange. So I did. This man came by and took the attaché case with the money. And then afterwards, that other guy... Whoa, I'm sorry, hold up a sec. Actually, I suddenly lost the thread of conversation. So I guess you can press up to go back and read what you've already seen. You can also press down to quickly scroll back through the sections you've already read. A marker appear in the upper left corner of the screen while you're paging back and forth like this. You can press the X to reread the page. Okay. Could you say that again, but like simpler? Huh? Sure. I'm just having trouble following is all. I mean, is this plot to some movie or soap opera? No, that's not. It's not a hidden camera show? This is real. This really happened. The look in Tommy's eyes was dead serious. She's got to be telling the truth. What would be the point of lying? And he had seen the attaché case and the gunman himself. How much was the ransom, if you don't mind my asking? Tommy hesitated. 50 million yen, she said after a moment. Hachi gave a whistle of amazement. Detectives told me that was a typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for. It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money in that sort of thing. As soon as the words were out, he realized his blunder. Sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. Here's the awkward thing. Tommy looked away. I'm an idiot, but okay, I think I get this kidnapping thing. So I'm guessing these guys who chased the guy who took the ransom money were undercover cops. He played the scene in his head. But then, the kidnapper took the attaché case and ran, right? So if you were empty-handed, why did the guy with the cane come after you? I'm honestly not sure. Tommy's words trailed off. This was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, we should probably get you to the police as soon as we... No, we can't do that. Tommy's tone was resolute. I can't take this to the police. Why not? I waited for an answer, but none came. After a long and awkward silence, she stood up from her seat. I really appreciate the help, but I should go now. She gave Achi a deep bow. Hold on, what do you mean go? Go where? He hurried to intervene as she headed for the door. I don't want to cause any more trouble. I'll figure the rest out on my own somehow. Hey, I said hold on! I ignored him and opened the door, and their argument came to an abrupt halt. Standing there was the man with the cane, his revolver in his hand. As soon as 10 o'clock story ends here. However, Kano's story is still stuck at a bad end. This is due to one of Achi's decisions. Go back to Achi's decision point at 10:35 and change the choice he makes in order to change Kano's fate. This way, Achi's choice can help someone else, while his own story remains resolved. The key to getting all the characters through to the end is to go back and change choices for characters that have already made it through the current hour of their story. Alright. Okay, so back to 10:35 is what they wanted to... Taking your hand. Mix box, let's go! Mix box, let's go! Still pulling the girl by the hand, Achi headed for the police box outside the train station. But it was empty. There's always policemen staffing these things. Why did it have to be a man now? Achi flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the fast in pursuit like a man possessed. Yikes, this is not good. There's nothing they could do but run. He told Achi animates the JR Yamanote line. Where we pass. I lived that services to Tokyo Metro. Metropolis. Typically, the morning rush is quite intense with the stretch from Ueno Station to Okashimachi Station. And I've got it as high as 216% capacity, roughly 300 people riding a space designated for 143 passengers. I'm related to the Yamato Line, subway that operates in the city of Tokyo. Don't worry, just trust me. First, they spoke us at a convenience store where an employee was cleaning up a sidewalk. Here, take this, will you? I should toss over the bag of trash. Huh? Wait, what? This way. They slapped through the crowd into a nearby back alley. But this way's a dead end, the girl said breathlessly. Right there. Alright, keep going, sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'm trying to find the, like, skip button, if there is one. Autoplay, okay. Stream's still going? Yeah, it is. Okay, weird. Meow. Guess you can lay there. Yeah, okay. Well, wait. I'm guessing I must have gotten something wrong, maybe. Oh, this is gonna take a while, isn't it? I'm starting to wonder if this is even the right decision. Maybe it isn't. I got it all wrong. Alright. Well, I guess in this case, Kano didn't get fucking whacked with the fucking book. Actually, the story ends here. However, Shin Kano still has more to do. Read along further in Kano's story. And that's the rest of the society. Skip. Come on. Oh! Cautious Kano stopped as well. Yeah. Height, roughly 190 centimeters. Age, 30s. Hair, dark brown. Clothing, all black. A moment later, the man flashed a triumphant sneer and he held up the attachment case. Or Kano even yelled, "Stop!" It was already too late. And threw the attachment case down to the roadway below. No! Thinking Kano peered over the railing. The man on the motorcycle was waiting beneath the bridge. I've been had. It was hard. Damn it! He sprinted back down the bridge, hearing the bike's engine roar to life. He had to make it in time. Descending the stairs 4 at a time, he leapt toward the roadway, but the bike sped out of reach, and roared away in the direction of Yoyogi, leaving Kano in the dust. Looking back up at the overpass, he saw the man who'd thrown the attachment case running away. He handed the money off to someone else. He's currently on a motorcycle heading towards Yoyogi. But because they complete, Kano slumped down in dismay. The cops had played right into the criminal's hands. Now the crooks were getting away, and people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for a policeman? Standing at the distance where the man who'd thrown the case had disappeared, Kano gritted his teeth. Bad end? Oh, it's... Okay. You finished reading both character stories for the hour of 10 o'clock. In 428, you'll make your way through all protagonists' stories in parallel like this. Once everybody has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. Huh. This is the end of the tutorial for this part of the story. You can reread previous tutorial messages via the main menu. There's a lot of important info in there, so reread it closely. Now, Fortray has reached the 11 o'clock time block. You have 5 protagonists available. Whose story will you read first? I don't know if I can go back in the... Yeah, I want to go... These time blocks are shown above the protagonist's actions and can only affect other protagonists within the same time block, as indicated by the red circle on the chart. Decisions made in one time block do not impact storylines in different hours. If you get stuck, make sure to check decisions and jump points for the current time block. Let's see what happens if we don't follow, and then I think we're going to end this. There's a white call here. Should we take the gun out? Back off after all. Let me clear. Let the other officers chase after this guy. Kano had his own job to do. He broke off his pursuit, pointing the right detectives in the direction the foreigner had fled. Kano's almost gotten close enough to get a good look at the guy's face. If Kisei had ordered him not to let the guy go, well, his boss should know what he was doing. The purpose was someone else's problem now. Kano headed back to the Scramble and took up his post again. Tommy was still standing at the handoff point, staring weirdly in the direction that the suspect had fled. No doubt she was wondering why all of a sudden the police had decided to let the guy go. Tina jogged over to Tommy. Before he could reassure her, yeah! A sudden blow from behind sent him sprawling through the ground. His mind flooded with rage as he scrambled back to his feet. What the hell? He turned to find himself grappling with a belligerent young man. What the hell is your problem, Kano snapped. What the hell is your problem? The stranger shot back. Let go of me. Let go of me first. After you let go of me, sure. You first, pal. Don't you call me pal, man. Don't you call me man, pal. Her head had begun to stare. Not good. Here he is, causing a scene in public, blowing his cover in the middle of an important case. This is neither the time nor place for some dumb random quarrel. Even as he came to his senses, Kano felt his strength ebb from the stranger's grip. He pushed the man away and quickly turned back toward Tomi. She was gone. He scanned the area for any sign of her, but she had vanished without a trace. Kuze's mobile command center had also disappeared. What did I miss? The blood drained from Kano's face. The investigation had left him utterly behind. There wasn't even any signal on his radio. He must have switched frequencies while he was caught up in the tussle. Kano turned back to confront the troublemaker. He was gone too. He was spun as he was searching, but the young man was nowhere in sight. Hachiko to tell me the troublemaker, he'd lost all three. Right out of the starting gate, he'd bungled the entire operation. He should have left Tano to look after Tomi and gone after the attaché case himself. What the hell was he doing? Kano felt his self-confidence ebbing away like water. Maybe it's time to move back to the sticks. Maybe Tokyo is too fast-paced for a screw like me. He had no idea what to do next, and so he just stood there, frozen. Already drafting his letter of resignation in his head. That's a bad end. Yeah, that's probably gonna happen. Go. Yep. So I made the right choice. Oh wait, do I have to do all? Oh, don't tell me I have to do it all over again. Come on, man. That's not fucking cool. I just wanted to see what happened. Please tell me they at least made this so that if I choose the other one, it would just go straight for it. Okay, I'm starting to get kind of annoyed. I just wanted to see what would happen. And now they're punishing me for it. Oh, I know. Sorry, I chose the wrong one. I'm an idiot. Please tell me it's just all filled out. Yes. Okay. Good. Things badly as they did. Yeah, okay. There's one that I think the green means like there's one that's still in, so I guess that's a bad end. Let's choose it, see what happens. The other crazy dude, maybe they had to be shooting a scene for a film on location. Probably a mistake to intrude. Yeah, I bet that's what this is. Some TV show about kidnapping, and the girl has to make the ransom handoff. It's probably some actor looking around here playing the suave, handsome detective. Hachiko checked and turned away. Soothing breeze blew as if wispy clouds drifted overhead. They picked a nice day for a shoot. Something inwardly, he resumes his trash-picking mission, wondering what other surprises they would hold. You know, so you heard a loud bang and Scramble went into an uproar. Huh, someone blow a tire? They were running from all directions to see what had made the sound. Oh, maybe they're shooting an action scene now. She was a tad bit curious, but he strolled away from the Scramble without looking back. Maybe he'd head out to Yotsuya today, stretch his legs a bit. The neighborhood of Shinjuku Ward in the southeastern part of Tokyo, located approximately 4 kilometers northeast of Shibuya Station. While the numbers 428 in Japanese can be pronounced the same as syllables for the name Shibuya, they can also be pronounced like the syllables for Yotsuya. Additionally, April 28th is both Shibuya Day and Yotsuya Day, along with Seniors Day. It was best not to get distracted. There was trash that needed collecting. Your future is garbage. Well, thank you, game. But the girl was actually in danger, and he'd have discovered it if he had investigated further. He missed his chance to help her out. Go back and try to make a different choice. Yeah, I know what to do. Okay. Let's just, there. And now we're back to here. And now I can just stop. Oh. Alright, so this game is pretty interesting. Let me just check. Alright. We're done for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'm enjoying it. I'll probably keep doing this until I finish it. However, until then, I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.